What's that?
Looks like someone had anything better to do.
We might want to censor Gizzy Gobble.
Yeah.
Gizzy Gobble. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good.
Don't people have anything better to do?
Okay, do you want to begin the meeting?
Yes. I'd like to call the Bradley Beach January 28th meeting to order. Will everyone please rise for our pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Chris,
All right, we're gonna have to remove Aaliyah. Sorry. We're going in the waiting room.
Can you mute her?
I just did.
Yo, what's up, niggas?
Excuse me?
Remove.
Thank you.
Bitch nigga fucking.
No,
Someone posted the Zoom code.
Monica, can you mute her?
I'm trying.
On the meeting.
Wow.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, okay.
Are we ready now?
Yep. All right, Christy,
Good.
it's all yours.
Okay.
Chris, you want me to do the read?
I got that. If you can just watch the waiting room, if there's a Jerome, Aaliyah, or
Yep.
Grizzy.
yes. All right. This reorganization meeting of the Bradley Beach Planning Board is now called to order. At this time, I would ask everyone to please silence all cell phones and other paging devices as they are distracting to others. If there's a lot of background noise at your location, please move to a quiet area. All participants should keep their devices muted until you are called upon to speak. This will allow for a clear and concise recording of these meetings. The 48-hour notice as required under the Open Public Meetings Act has been met. Notice of this regular virtual meeting was emailed on January 12th, 2021 and published in the Asbury Park Press, the Co-Star and the Coaster. A copy has been placed on the bulletin board in the Borough office and a copy has been filed with the Borough Clerk. Mr. Shook,
Here.
Mr. Albanier,
Raphael, you're muted.
you can hold your space bar and talk.
Just give us a thumbs up. There you
Okay.
All right, we're gonna admit Jerome again.
Okay. Mayor Fox,
Here.
Jerome is coming back.
Mr. Mulcahy,
Still hasn't responded to me.
Yo.
Oh. Okay.
There you go, Raphael.
yeah. Mr. Gubitosi,
Here.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Here.
Mr. Jung,
Here.
Mr. Marco. Here. Mr. Maynard
Here.
and Mr. Advento.
Here.
And also present Monica Kowalski, Gerald Frieda, and Christine Bell. Monica, do you want to take over here? Bring in?
Yeah, sorry. So at this point, we're going to be doing the swearing in of our new members or reappointed members. And at this point, Mayor Fox, could you please raise your right hand if you don't mind, sir? Of course I can't. There you go. Thank you. Do you, Mayor Larry Fox, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that you will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of a Class 1 member of the Borough of Bradley Beach Planning Board for a 4-year term expiring December 31 of 2024, according to the best. He hates all of you. So help you God, do you so swear or affirm?
I will.
Thank you, sir.
He's lying.
We'll strike that from the record. Is Mr. Mulcahy present?
No, he is not.
Okay, we're gonna jump over.
He tragically died.
Here's
We're
a-
going to- Thank you, I
Monica. We
appreciate
really
that.
Don't need that.
John? No.
Thank you. Okay. Next, at this point, Mr. Gubatosi, can you raise your right hand, please? Okay. Do you, Alan Gubatosi, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that you will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of a Class 3 member of the Borough of Bradley Beach Planning Board for a 1-year term expiring December 31, 2021, according to the best of your ability? Do you so swear or affirm? So help you God.
I do.
Okay, Mr. Gubatosi, I'm just going to point out on your oath that you received, it said a 4-year term for December 31, 2024. However, the information that we received from the clerk was a 1-year term. So if there's a conflict and we were incorrect in the swearing in for the 1-year term, we will re-swear you in at the next meeting. But for right now, you're sworn in under the 1-year term.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, Mr. Maynard,
Yes.
raise your right hand, please. Do you, sir, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that you will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of a Class 4 member of the Borough of Bradley Beach Planning Board for the remainder of a 4-year term expiring December 31, 2023, according to the best of your ability? So help you God, do you so swear or affirm?
I will.
Thank you so much, sir. And we have Advento. Mr. Advento, do you, John Eric Advento, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, and that you will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of an alternate 1 member of the Borough of Bradley Beach Planning Board for a 2-year term expiring December 31, 2022, according to the best of your ability? So help you God, do you so swear or affirm?
I will.
Thank you so much, sir. Welcome to the Planning Board.
Thank you.
Christie?
Okay.
Sure. Our next order of business is the appointment of our officers for the 2021 calendar year. Do I have someone to offer the name for chairman?
We have nominations from the board or the floor.
I'll nominate Bill Shuck to continue as chairman.
I'll second.
Are there any other nominations? Seeing no nominations, and we have a second on the name of Mr. William Shook as chair, can we have a roll?
Sure. Mr. Albanair,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Larry? You're muted.
Sorry, yes, sorry.
okay. Mr. Gubatosi,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. Marco,
Yes.
Mr. Maynard,
Yes.
and Mr. Advento.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, would you like to take over continuation of the meeting, please, for the purposes of nominations of the vice chair?
Yes. I would like to reappoint Raphael Albanier as the vice chair.
I second it.
Are there any further nominations from the floor? Hearing no further nominations and having a second on the motion for the appointment, can we please take a roll?
Sure. Chair Shook,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Gubatose,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco. Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Maynard
Yes.
and Mr. Advento.
Yes. Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
For board secretary, I would like to reappoint Christy Deckard.
Second.
Second.
I'm sorry, who was my second?
Mark.
Okay.
Oh, Meredith, I'm sorry. No, that's okay. Meredith was
Okay,
3.
I guess there are no other
I was just
nominations.
going to say, and seeing no further nominations from the floor, and we have a second on the motion, can we have a roll call, please, Christie?
Sure. Chair Shook,
yes.
Mr. Albonier,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Gubatose,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco. Yes. Mr. Maynard
Yes.
and Mr. Advento.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay. For the board attorney, I would like to renominate Monica Kowalski as our attorney.
Second it.
I'll second.
I have Mr. Rosenthal as my second.
And hearing no further nominations from the floor, Christie, having a second on the motion, can you please take a roll?
Sure. Chair Shook,
Yes.
Mr. Albonier,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Gubatose,
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco. Yes. Mr. Maynard
Yes.
and Mr. Advento.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Always. For board engineer, I would like to reappoint Avakian Gerald Frieda from Avakian.
I'll second that.
Mr. Gubatose is my second. Chair Shook,
Yes.
Mr. Albonier,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Gubatose,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal.
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on one second. Sorry, Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco. Yes. Mr. Maynard
Yes.
and Mr. Advento.
Yes.
Thank you all. Welcome.
Okay, for the board planner, I would like to renominate Christine Bell from Avakian.
I'll second that.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
okay. Chair Shook,
Yes.
Mr. Albonier,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Gubatose,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco. Yes. Mr. Maynard
Yes.
and Mr. Advento.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do not let that person in. That is seriously removed. Done. Thank you.
Okay. For public, the publication of our legal notices, I would like to have Asbury Park Press, the Co-Star, and the Coaster. Second.
Chair Shook,
Yes.
Mr. Albonier,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Gubatose,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco. Yes. Mr. Maynard
Yes.
and Mr. Advento.
Yes. Okay. Next thing up is the schedule of meetings. Did everyone have a chance to look at the calendar that was emailed?
Yes.
Okay, the two issues are, well, actually two, yeah. November 4th, because of Thanksgiving, we're going to be that first week. And same thing with December 9th, because of all the holidays, the way everything worked. So, is that, like I said, is everybody okay with this calendar the way it is?
Yes.
Okay, so then I'll make a motion to approve the meeting schedule as submitted.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Chair Shook,
Yes,
Mr. Albiner,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Gubatose,
yes,
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Mr. Marco,
Yes.
Mr. Maynard,
Yes.
and Mr. Edmonds.
yes. What I would like to do is I would like to pose a legal question now for our attorney. On the schedule of meetings, I was just wondering, it's always been a practice that we do it during our reorganization. Would we be able to do that, let's say, in December? This way here, it's posted on the borough's calendar.
It's typically done at the reorganization
Right.
meetings every year.
Yeah.
It would be really, because the new board is voting on the calendar. So you
Okay.
typically you reorganize after the, after the committee reorganizes.
Okay.
'Cause
No, I
they
was
do-
just wondering.
So, yeah, we go out of order.
Okay. We have a lot of comedians out there tonight.
Yeah, apparently, I think it was over, was it spring? Jerry, where was it? Peter Avakian said he had some issues the other night too.
Oy.
Yeah, this is the first
Yeah, it
problems I
is.
have seen.
Oh, this is the first you've seen? Yeah, no, there was a report at my meeting last night. Somebody from Peter Avakian from Jerry's office was telling me about it. Do you
Yeah, I
remember?
think
who
he
it was?
said in Seeger.
Yeah, I think it was Seegert too.
Yeah, this is a first for us, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Just,
So-
people don't
We
All
understand.
right, being that was answered, being that we have nothing on the agenda for this month, I just want to let everybody know that next month.
Well, wait, Mr. Shook, actually what you do is you have to close out the reorganization meeting and move into the
okay.
regular meeting
I'm
so you
sorry.
can approve the minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna close the reorganization portion of the meeting.
Well, you have to make a motion, get a motion.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm making a
Okay.
motion to close the reorganization portion of the meeting.
I'll second.
Okay. Our reorganization meeting is closing at 6:55. Do I have somebody to make a motion to open our regular portion?
I'll make a motion to open the regular meeting.
Okay,
Second.
You got a second?
I'll second.
okay, Mayor Fox,
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And with the minutes, did everyone have a chance to read the minutes that were submitted? That was the
September meeting,
yeah, December. Okay.
last meeting that we had, yes.
Any questions, corrections, or anything? Seeing none, I'm going to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Thank you. Mr. Gubatose,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco,
Yes.
Mr. Maynard?
Yeah.
Mr. Rosenthal
Yes.
and Chair Shook.
Yes.
Okay,
And I believe that's it on the agenda. Like I was saying before, just to give everybody a heads up, next meeting, we will be reviewing the 450-4 ordinance, which is the definitions or terminologies, whichever way you want to put it, Uh, Christy, would you be able to forward that to everybody since it's a major change? We went from 90 something definitions up to 200 and something. So I want everybody to have a good chance to read that and everything, to look into it.
As soon as we close here tonight, I'll forward the email to everyone with the resolution that Erica sent me yesterday.
Great, fantastic.
Could I ask a question, if that's okay? And I'm going to ask Councilman Gubitosi to chime in here. I know we just approved the schedule for this year. And Councilman Gubitosi and I had a conversation about the ordinances and trying to move those forward out. Do you want to articulate that? You could probably do it better than me if we need to.
Well, as Chairman Shuck just mentioned, the council has, we're working on a number of zoning ordinance changes. We've completed the work and introduced the ordinance for 450-4, which Mr. Shuck just mentioned. But hot on the heels of that are sections 450-12 and 450-13, which were introduced 2 days ago. I think the hope is that we can get those also to the planning board as expeditiously as possible for review. I think the next planning board meeting though is end of February. So I guess logistically the question is, Monica, how do we do that? What's the best way to get as much of this information to the planning board as quickly as possible?
So because the ordinances were just provided to Christy yesterday, this is kind of the fear that I was running into about, putting anything on the agenda for tonight, because it would really shortchange any opportunity for the board to review it, to talk about consistency.
Right.
However, what we did discuss, or what I had referenced is, if the board is so inclined, you could post for a special meeting in 2 weeks. It would just have to be noticed. But the ordinances should be posted, online under the planning board. And this way, we're looking for, transparency with the public.
Yep.
So give everybody an opportunity to review and discuss. And, I don't know at what point the other ordinances that you've referenced would be in the pipeline, but certainly it would be more of a back-to-back review and reference.
Yeah, the other ordinances would be on February 9th, Monica.
Okay, so that will probably, like, if we go to a special meeting and it's 2 weeks, that may shortchange it. So you might be able to do like the definitions in a special meeting in 2 weeks. And then if those are provided, like, the 10th or 11th, depending on when Christy gets them, then they can be for the next meeting at the end of February 25th. So you can do definitions in 2 weeks and then, the next set in the following 2 weeks.
Okay. That might work. What do you think about that, Al?
I mean, I would prefer to approach it that way, I guess, for the rest of the board, just so everyone's aware. As Mr. Shuck mentioned, the definitions are very lengthy. The next two pieces are relatively modest, eight pages or so.
Yeah, they're pretty short. Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure Al has been working with this sub team, and I think we've kind of laid it out correctly. I'd go to the chairman, Bill, and see if you're amenable to considering that.
Oh, I'm okay with that. Like I had mentioned previously, the definitions, basically, it's been myself, the chairman on the Board of Adjustment, Councilman Gubitosi. Let's see, we've had a contractor that was working with us, a planner that has been working. We had a professional. We've had Jerry Frieda look into it, along with Christine Bell. They looked into it also. The definitions have been, I want to say, almost 10 months in the working that we've been doing this. And we felt that we were ready, and the attorneys looked at it. They corrected a few things, crossed a couple of T's and dotted a few I's for us. And now we're ready to bring it to everybody, which is what was done.
Is it possible? I mean, some of us don't really know what these are. Is there a way to brief us on what what we know what we're gonna be looking at?
Well,
Yeah.
so
Detail?
without really, so they're ordinance consistency reviews and you're reviewing the revised definitions. So without getting, for land use purposes and how they will affect Bradley Beach.
Yep.
So without getting into really specifics of what they contain, because we don't want to do this in this forum, it's
That's
not
okay.
appropriate,
The land
right?
use.
So
That's good.
what the real question right now is, would the board be amenable to getting together for a special meeting on notice to everybody for February 11th, which is, I believe, 2 weeks from now, which is the next Thursday, right, Christy?
February 11th is the second Thursday.
Right, so that would give us that would give us 2 weeks. And then the following meeting would be February 25th, which would be, for the next grouping of ordinance review. So
Yeah.
if the board is amenable, we can, Christy can distribute the proposed changes for consistency review.
Yeah.
Christie? Board of Adjustment is when?
The following week.
Oh, the following week.
They
Okay.
don't, yeah, but they don't review, they don't provide consistency review. So the Board
Oh,
of
no,
Adjustment has absolutely nothing to do with this.
Well, no, but I
Well-
can't do 2 meetings in the same night is what he's saying.
Gotcha. Oh, is that what you're, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
I thought you were looking to switch it to them.
No, that's all I was
Pretty
doing.
good, but
I was just double checking that we didn't have 2 meetings that same
Yeah,
night.
no
Right,
conflict.
right.
Gotcha. Okay.
I got 2
Yeah.
laptops. We can do it.
Yeah, and as Councilman Gubitosi said, it's pretty comprehensive, but it's a good read. So y'all should do. You'll be at the edge of your chair. So I'm sure you get through it quick.
I'll be at the edge of my chair.
I will say it's an opportunity to divide up the workload for all of us, because otherwise it's going to hit us, not only the definitions, but the other 2 chapter subsections will hit us all at the end of February.
Okay. So is the board, can we do a straw poll as to the amenability for a special meeting on the 11th, please?
Chair Shook,
Yes.
Mr. Albanair,
Yes.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Gubitosi,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco,
Yes.
Mr. Maynard,
Yes.
and Mr. Advento.
Yes.
Okay, so I will notice for a special meeting for the 11th
Mm-hmm.
at 6:30, correct?
Yep.
Right.
Ordinance consistency review, and if you can get the proposed ordinances up on the website as the exhibits after the agenda, that'd be great.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question. Does Christie still have to make note that the February 25th meeting is still going to be on,
Yeah.
even though we're having a special one?
Yeah, because, well, first, right now, the special has not been noticed. So the February 25th meeting is part of our regular approved calendar. So yes, it can be noticed. And that's why the purpose of putting in a notice for a special is that the general public will know.
I
Good.
notice for every meeting anyway, because of the Zoom platform, I have to provide the meeting after for everyone to have access, so.
Okay, great.
Great. Thank you.
Being that there's nothing else on the agenda, I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I
Second.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, we'll see you in a couple weeks, February 11th. Mark your calendars.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
great
Thank
night.
you.
Have a good night.
Thank you,
Everybody.
everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.